very excited to go over this webinar with you guys today. No more revolving doors, you know. We're just finishing up this September month, right? Back to school, we've all been super busy, working, you know, night and day, just trying to take care of all that added interest that people are showing during the back to school months and really capitalize on that and take our businesses to the next level. Now, what typically happens in a martial arts school is you get these bursts of enrollment, right? There's certain periods of the year where you know that period of time you are due for an added boost in enrollments. But if you don't set yourself up for success for the months following that with a proper follow-up system and really just a business system to help you go from one day to the next, you're going to find yourself with exactly what this webinar is trying to go against, a revolving door. People coming in and people leaving very shortly after. So in this webinar today, I want to try and give you guys some tips that you can take back to your schools and take back to your businesses on how you can close that back door, how you can keep everybody training, recognize what's going on, and attack it before it gets too late, so that as you're doing all of this hard work to get all these new students in, whether it's through your social media, whether it's through word of mouth, through community events, or what have you, all that hard work that you're putting through towards that actually pays off, because now you're solidifying the money that's coming in moving forward. So without further ado, let's get this thing rolling. All right, build a community. There are over 955 million people on Facebook. Crazy, right? They go to Facebook to be a part of something that's greater than themselves. This community is built within a martial arts school as well. And the greater sense of community, the greater retention that you will see. So I encourage every single one of you guys that are in this webinar today to really think about the community that you're building inside your school, not just outside. Think about the support groups. Think about the customer service. Think about all the different things that are making people feel comfortable to come to your school. Because remember, people join your studio to be a part of something. The benefits of martial arts that they get, the added energy, the confidence, the focus, the respect, the better body, you know, the loss of weight, you know, whatever it is, that comes with time. But initially, people are looking for an outlet. They're looking to belong to something. Okay, the number one competitor for a martial arts school is not the other martial arts school. It's the local community events. Okay, why are soccer teams and adult hockey teams and these types of softball teams, why are they so, you know, popular? It's because people want to be a part of something. They want to connect. So when people are coming to a martial arts studio, they're coming to look to make new friends, to get themselves involved in something. So I encourage every one of you to really build that community. Now, how to be proactive and identify who's about to quit. So there's a couple things that I want to go over with regarding this for you today. Number one, ABC non-active ratings. For all of you Championsway clients that are in this webinar right now, you already know about this because you've heard me talk about this over and over again. Sensei Nick talked about this. John Malik talked about this. Everybody talks about ABC non-active ratings. For those of you that don't understand or don't know what the ABC non-active ratings are, let me go over them very quickly. All we've done is we have automated a system to rate your students' attendance based off of the last 30 days attendance. There's no way for us to be able to know where everybody is at. And when you're looking at a floor of 20, 30 members taking class, not every single one of them have the same level of motivation. So the ABC non-active rating is given based off of how many times they scan in a class or do not scan in a class over a 30-day period. A is obviously your best student. This is the guy that comes all the time. Your B student is that guy that is pretty consistent, but maybe they have a soccer league they play in once a week, or a hockey league, or a beer league, or maybe they're studying. That one day a week they miss their B student. The C student is that guy that he comes and goes, but there's no real consistency. He's either on his way out or he's on his way back in. And then, of course, your non-active student is that non-active student, the guy that's not coming. So what this allows us to see is exactly where our students are mentally. So we can be proactive at taking the C students and turning them around back up to B before they automatically drop to non-active. and then recognize who our non-active students are so we can follow up with them. Auto email notifications when ratings change. Okay? The great thing about this is that with a system like Perfect Mind, what you can do is you can automate email notifications to go out to the student and to the staff. So let's say, for example, a student reaches an A status, an email goes out automatically just to congratulate them on creating an A status with their membership by having perfect attendance. You can also, on the flip side, have motivational emails that go out when they drop to C status, or maybe even a series of motivational emails that go out when they drop to a non-active status to try and proactively get them re-engaged with what you got going on. Now, you can also do the same thing with your staff. Have an email automatically go to a certain instructor or a program director or a manager that tells you when these ratings are dropping. Now, I wouldn't necessarily have one go every single time a rating drops to B, because that's going to happen multiple times. What you want is that reminder when a student drops to C, because that's the system telling you, listen, if you don't do something progressive, if you don't go out of your way to try and remotivate this guy, the digression shows that he went from A to B, from B to C, and naturally he will go to non-active if he's left alone. Absent last 7-day views, expiring in 30-day views. These are very important to see on a weekly basis. If you do not have a view that shows you anyone that's not been to class in 7 days, and you don't have a view that shows you everyone that's expiring in 30 days as well, you are cutting yourself short. Get on that immediately. Today, make a view. Find a way to see anyone that has not been to class in 7 days and anyone that is expiring in 30 days. Okay? This is important to do, because prevention over catch-up is the most important thing. So many of us like to leave things to the last possible second. Believe me, I did this webinar last night. But it was because I was busy, just like every single one of you guys are. But prevention over catch-up is such an important thing to put in your brain, because nobody likes to have to fall behind and then catch up. But if you consistently do what you're supposed to do, you can prevent these things from even happening. Now, when you prevent people from going down to C and you prevent people from going down to non-active, what else are you ultimately preventing? You're preventing your delinquency to go down as well. Because when people are training and they're happy, they're paying you. And if they don't pay you, they quickly fix it up and pay you. They're not embarrassed. It's only when it goes too far that it makes it difficult for us to manage. How to bring the non-active members back? Well, email nurturing. You can't possibly call and talk and do everything on your own. You can't. Not if you have a thriving business. And if you don't have a thriving business, you're working on trying to get it thriving. You don't have the time then. So having a system like Perfect Mind that will allow you to automate an email nurturing system that will send out emails for a variety of different reasons and follow up with your students for you. We'll come back to that. Student absent calls. If you are not doing student absent calls, oh man, you got to do them. I know to the majority of people the phone weighs 1,000,000 pounds. Okay, I understand that. But the phone needs to be picked up. It has to. You're not a business where people can just go to a website, buy a product, and never interact with you. That's not the type of business you're in. You need to have interaction, not just with your students, but potential students as well. The more touches you have, the more results you'll get. It's a numbers game. And as soon as you figure out what your numbers are, you'll grow. Booster lessons. Some of you might know what booster lessons are. Some of you might not. We'll go over that shortly. We miss you cards, very important and very integral into your retention strategies. And then, of course, connecting with them via social media. Okay? Use social media and embrace the social media. Okay? There's something very powerful about going on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Google+, and messaging a student, informing them of things, reminding them about things, just letting them know that you missed them. Okay? If I ever got a Facebook page, Facebook message from one of my, instructors, and it was just saying, hey, Brooklyn, just noticed that you weren't in class, your presence was, missed. Look forward to seeing you in the next class. We're going to be working on this. Just something. Make them feel good. Make them feel missed. Make them feel wanted. People want to feel wanted. Okay, so email nurturing. Believe it or not, through online marketing, this is one of the 3 channels. You have your email marketing, your social media marketing, and your search engine marketing. Email marketing is still one of the top ways of connecting with people. Let the system work for you, not against you, okay? You have a system to be like staff for you, not for you to be the staff. Make sure you understand that. If you have a system, use it. If you don't understand how to use it and how to use it to the best of its capabilities, come to one of our training sessions. We have many of them every single day of the week. Okay? Learn how to use a system so it works for you, not against you. Welcome to the school emails. 246 emails, 45 days to birthdays, 60, 30, 0, 9, 5, 3, 1. What are all these numbers and what do they mean? These are different emails that you can have automated through our system. These are my favorite. So these are the ones I'm going to share with you today. Number 1, you have to have a welcome to the school email going out. Okay? 3 out of 4 people in North America have a smartphone. 86% of those people have an added internet package added to their mobile plan. That means that more people than ever today are accessing their email, their social networks, and everything in their life via their phone. I have a BlackBerry and a Samsung Galaxy S3. My friends joke around and say my BlackBerry is my lifeline. It is my lifeline, okay? My phone dies, I have a little bit of a panic attack because my whole business, my whole life is connected at the palm of my hands. I don't leave work and say, okay, I'm done for the day. That's the type of mentality that someone that doesn't want to grow has. You have business hours. No, you don't. 246 emails. When it's, so you have a lead that turns into a student. Immediately the system will recognize that, send out an email saying, welcome to the school. 2 weeks after enrollment, another email will go out to follow up with them. 4 weeks after, another email will go out. And 6 weeks after, another email will go out. So within the first 6 weeks, you've already had 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different connections with that student above and beyond your regular classes. Get them in the right momentum moving forward to their very first belt so they can get that belt, get that feeling of accomplishment, and then let that move them to the next and the next and the next. 45 days to birthday, okay? Lots of people do birthday parties. Some don't, and if you don't, that's okay. You don't have to, but it's a great way to generate leads and it's a great way to generate extra money. 45 days to birthday. Have the system search on a daily basis for anybody between the ages of, anybody that has a birthday in 45 days that are between the ages of 4 and 10. Now what will happen is every single day the system will look for that, and when they find someone that has a birthday between the ages of 4 and 10 that is in the 45 days from today, an email will go out saying, hey, did you know we do birthday parties? Check out the video down below of one of the past birthday parties we did. Click on the link beside it and it will bring you to our website where you can actually book and pay for your birthday party right here. And we'll get on sending out the invitations for you. Then on their birthday, another email goes out saying, hey, happy birthday. And if you want to, you can have another email go to the staff just to remind them, hey, today is so-and-so's birthday. So that if they see him in class, they can sing him happy birthday. And if they don't see him in class, they can pick up the phone, go on Facebook or whatever, and just give one more, hey, happy birthday. 60-30-0. I use 60-30-0 for retention and renewal. Okay? A lot of people make a very, very big mistake, and they try and renew somebody when their membership's already expired. Why? Again, prevention. If you wait till their membership is expired, they're already done with you. They can come and go as they please. If they don't want to listen to you, they don't have to. They're done. But if you start your renewal process 30 days out, 60 days out, they're still a part of your school. They still have training left. They're still jazzed up. They're still taking classes, okay? Not only that, but if you start your renewal process 30 days and 60 days out, and there's a problem, there's a challenge, they're not happy about something, that gives you 30 to 60 days of time that you can fix it, remotivate them, make them feel good, move them into a new program. So what I would do is I would take the system and I would have it so that 60 days prior to the membership expiration date, an email goes out, hey, heads up, just wanted to let you know that you have 60 days left in your membership. And then put a little bit into the email to, entice them. Boom. If you renew early, you get this. If they do not renew from 60 to 30, the system will recognize that and send out another email saying, hey, heads up, just wanted to let you know you only have 30 days left in your membership. If you renew this week, you will get this. 0. Just wanted to give you a heads up. You should probably know by now your membership has expired. If you want to continue, training, if you want to continue on a membership, if you want to participate in this, just come talk to us or do this or whatever and get them in. Obviously, you want to try and not get to the 0 part and renew them between 60 and 30. 9, 5, 3, 1. Okay. The great thing about 9, 5, 3, 1 is this is for punch passes. So I did a comparison of someone buying 10 punch passes or 10 private lessons. So if you do these type of things, this is what will work for that. So you sell 10. They take their very first class, and as soon as they take their very first class, an email goes out to them saying, thank you so much for activating your punch pass. We hope you enjoyed your first class. Maybe include a schedule in there. 5, when you get down to 5 sessions left, or half, another one goes out, say, hey, hope you've been enjoying your training. I hope you've been enjoying your classes. Just wanted to let you know you only have 5 sessions left. Click here to upload your pass with 5 more sessions. 3, hey, you only have 3 sessions left. And guess what? Bing, you only have 1 session left. Today was your last class. We hope you enjoyed it. Click here to get a new pass or give us a call at the studio. Okay? Now, if they don't and they go all the way through, you still have their information. So all you need to do is pull up a report to show you everybody that finished their pass that did not renew. And now you have a new fresh list of people to call. Maybe you have a promo. Maybe you have a Zoom class. Maybe you have something going on that you can now go back to all the people that did a program but did not continue the program and invite them, market to them. And if a picture is worth 1,000 words, what is a video worth? I'm a firm believer that a martial arts school is run on customer service. The better customer service you have, the better your school will run. So when you're sending out these automated emails, ask yourself, well, what would be better? A paragraph, or maybe a short little sentence or two and a video. It is so easy. Kids, 10-year-old kids are recording videos and putting them on YouTube every single day. They say that on YouTube, if you read a 3-minute blog, 2 weeks of material and content have been uploaded in that 3-minute period of time. Okay, it's ridiculous. So what do? Take your smartphone out, put it on self-camera, put it in front of you, or give it to your friend, put that in front of you, record a 30-second or 45-second video, and put that video in the email and have that automated. Now imagine you get, you join a school, you get an email, and that is a video of you. You're saying, hey, it was so nice seeing you in the class today. I'm so excited to have you part of our family. Welcome. You're going to have so much fun. Okay? It's been 4 weeks since you joined our school. Just wanted to see how things are going. Just wanted to remind you about this. If you have any questions, feel free to come up to the front desk here. We're always here to help you. Just personalize it a little bit more. Separate yourself from everybody in your area that is trying to do the same thing you're doing. Give them that sense of community. Student absent calls. Common mistakes made with student absent calls. No one picks up the darn phone. Pick it up. The phone's not going to make the calls itself. They aren't consistently making calls. So, one day we'll make a couple calls, and another day we'll make a couple calls, and maybe a week will go by and we'll make no calls, and then, oh, shoot, we need to make some calls, so we make a couple calls. Why? Because the phone weighs so much money, or weighs so much weight. It weighs so much. So you don't constantly make the calls. Pick up the phone consistently, all the time. Have a plan of action, okay? If you're not doing 100 calls a week at your studio, you're not working hard enough. They make them on Thursday or Friday. What kind of decisions get made on Thursday or Friday? The kind of decisions like, what am I going to do on Saturday? What's my Friday night look like? Who's playing football on Sunday? Nobody is thinking about coming in and talking to you about martial arts on a Friday afternoon. Sorry, it doesn't happen. Maybe freakishly every once in a while you get somebody on the phone and they're cool with talking to you, but for the most part, you're not going to get very far if you're doing absent calls on Thursday or Friday. They call on Monday for the previous week. So I'm calling you on Monday because you weren't there last week. No, if you weren't there on Monday or Tuesday, I'm calling you on Wednesday. If you weren't there on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm calling you on Thursday, or I'm calling on Friday. Only if you didn't come on Friday or Saturday am I calling you on Monday. But most studios' classes run Monday to Friday. And Friday isn't usually even a busy day for most studios. They're just there to be there in case people walk in. They don't log the call when they do make the call. Makes the team look unorganized and unprofessional. Okay? There's a system that can record all your conversations. There's a system that can record all your emails, all your correspondence, anything you have. Why do we do that? So that in the future, when we need to do something, we have something to go back and reference. You can't possibly remember everything. It's impossible. I miss things all the time. Why? Because I'm always doing things all the time. Things fall between the cracks. And guess what? I'm going to be blatantly honest with you guys. The things that fall through my cracks are the things that I don't systemize. The things that I don't use my software to do. The things that I don't put into a system. Those are the things that always, without fail, fall through my cracks. The funny part is, the things that never fall through my cracks are the things I systemize. Student absent calls. So how should they be done? Number one, make them every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like I said. Make the missed calls Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for that week. Sound professional, even when leaving messages, and have a schedule in front of you at all times. I've seen and heard so many people sound professional when they talk to a human being on the phone, but then as soon as they have to leave a message, they get this weird kind of monotone tone. Hi, this is Brooklyn calling from. No, be excited. You know, feel the energy. You want them to check their messages and feel that energy, that positive energy, that one that just says, I want what he's got, so that they can come back to the studio. If you're not excited, they're not going to be excited. And if they're not excited, they're not coming back, no matter how much you offer them or what you try and do for them. If you sound like you're not excited to talk to them, they're not going to be excited to talk to you, and they're not going to want to come back. Utilize your daily reports. You can't make logical decisions without data. You can't. Okay? No data means you're making emotional decisions. Emotional decisions, for the most part, don't work. Okay? Utilize your daily reports. Absent last 7 days, expires in 30 days, you know, these types of things. 10-minute booster for students that miss class. Okay? So with the schedule in front of you, you get someone on the phone, book them in for a 10-minute booster. So just 10 minutes where they're going to work one-on-one with you just to get them feeling comfortable back in class. A guy hasn't been in class for a while, he's going to feel a little weird. Okay? They're going to feel a little bit self-conscious. So you take them aside, do a little 10-minute private lesson, just go over a couple basic things, make them feel comfortable again, put them in a group atmosphere, and away you go. And if you can't handle a cancellation call, okay, this is very important. If you cannot handle a cancellation call, you cannot handle an absent call. 0 exceptions. An absent call is another form of a cancellation call. It's that form right before the cancellation call. On any absent call, you can now be pushed into a cancellation call. And if you're not ready to handle those objections, and you're not ready to take the conversation into your own control and direct it in the way that you want to direct it, if you're not ready for that, if you're not prepared, you're going to fail. And it's going to suck. Okay? And everybody's been there before. Everyone's had a really crappy call. And what happens after you have a crappy call? You already didn't want to pick up the phone before that call. Now you had a crappy call, you really don't want to. You're getting up, you're getting some water, you're trying to get some, maybe some nuts or, something in your stomach. You go on Facebook. You're trying to find anything you can do except make another call because you're trying to get your confidence back. It's like when you go, you're out for dinner with your friends and the waitress is real cute and you try and hit on the waitress and, she puts you down in front of your friends and kind of knocks the cool right out of your walk. It takes you a little bit to get your confidence back and your swagger back before you can go back up to anybody really and talk to them again. So if you can't handle a cancellation call, you can't handle an absent call. So make sure the people that are handling your absent calls are trained on how to make cancellation calls. Now, what's a booster lesson? Okay, so we're back. A booster lesson is for a member losing interest. It's really simple. Okay, when you see a member losing interest, you want to try and book a booster lesson. What is a booster lesson? Well, it's a one-on-one lesson with their favorite instructor. So find out whoever their favorite instructor is and set up a one-on-one lesson with them. Do we charge them? Nope. These people are demotivated. You want to charge them to come back in and try and remotivate them? No. These are pro bono. These are you saying, listen, come in, let's work with you a little bit, get you back into a class, okay? Now, what do you do in the booster lesson? Find their glow and work off of that. What do I mean by glow? You've all seen it. You've all looked out at your floor and seen that one or two students or that handful of students that have that glow, okay? They're in the moment. There's nowhere else they'd rather be than on the floor, on the mat with you at that precise moment doing whatever it is you're doing. It could even be push-ups. It could be splits. And they're crying inside because it hurts so much. And you come over and you put your hook around, hook your foot around the ankle and you slide it out to get them a little bit further and you can hear the, ugh, but you still see the glow. Find the glow. And when you can find the glow, you can work off of that. You don't even have to go into a lesson. If it's a kid, you could be playing a game. If you see a glow in their face, in their eyes, when they're playing that one particular game that you play in class, play that. Get them back to the feeling of, I like this. And then throw them in a class. We miss you cards. These are simple, guys, so I'm going to go over this quickly. Why do we send them out? Well, simply because it's customer service. Okay? You want to have the best customer service? Send out We Miss You cards. When do we send them out? You send them out when you see that a student is losing motivation, when they're losing interest, when they're dropping in ratings, see a non-active students. These are the type you want to do. And you don't want to wait till they're non-active to send out a Miss You card. Send them out when they become a C student. Remember, prevention. Prevent people from going non-active, and you'll prevent people from going delinquent, and you'll prevent people from quitting. How often do we send them? Literally as often as you need to. The cost is nothing when you compare what you're doing and what you're getting in return. Okay? As often you need to send them, send out the We Miss You cards. How to always be connected to your business from anywhere. Okay? This is my favorite thing because I'm a technology guy. Okay? I love technology. I never leave home without my tablet. I have one of the BlackBerry Playbook tablets, and I go everywhere with it. I can pull up my Perfect Mind account right onto the tablet and be accessed with it anywhere I go. So whenever I'm at a coffee shop, I'm wearing a T-shirt, someone starts talking to me about it, boom, tablet out. Get their information into the tablet. Immediately the system sends them an email saying, so nice to meet you. From there, I take out a little ID card from my pocket, take the number out, put it in the system, give them the ID card and say, hey, so nice meeting you. Here's a card. This will give you 5 free classes, no questions asked. Just come down and check us out. And on top of that, I have a follow-up system inside the software to follow up with them if they don't come in for those free classes. Be on the cloud. Once you're on the cloud, you can do anything you want to do wherever you are. Tablets are a must-have for any business professional. Cell phones are getting greater and they're better and things like this, but a tablet is just more accessible Everyone should have one because you can now access your business from anywhere. And you do not have business hours. Change your mindset. My dad said something growing up that stuck with me for a long time. If you treat a part-time business like a part-time business, it will always and forever be a part-time business. Now, if you have business hours, you're going to, in the back of your head, you're going to shut off at a certain time. And you're going to be hesitant or slow to grab that lead or to talk to that person or to do whatever you were going to do when you normally during those hours you're on it, you know. You might get an email to your phone that says you got a new web lead. It's 8:30 at night on a Saturday. You think to yourself, you know what, I'll call this guy on Monday. The longer you wait to call a web lead, the less chance you have of getting them in. They're hot. Get them while they're hot. If it's 8:30 at 9 o'clock, I have called people at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. I've even called people at 12 o'clock at night because they went to our website. I'm sorry, but if you go to my website at 12 o'clock at night and you put your information in, that means that you're out of bed. And if you're doing that, that's an invitation for me to call you and say, hey, I saw that you were on my website. And they're going to be like, holy cow, that was fast. And I'm going to say, that's how I work. Don't have business hours. Okay? Now, I'm not saying be a workaholic. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is open your mind to take advantage of opportunities anytime they come up, not just during certain hours. Action plans for the mats. Be tablet equipped. When I teach, I have a tablet in my hand. I'm looking at a class of 30 students, and there's a tablet in my hand. The reason for that is because I like to review class reports, progress reports, testing dates, and attendance. Get real-time data so I know exactly what I'm doing. When you're teaching a class, you have a curriculum, you have a plan of action. I'm going to do 5 minutes of this, I'm going to do 10 minutes of this, I'm going to do 20 minutes of this, I'm going to do 10 minutes of this, I'm going to do 5 minutes of this, I'm going to close. But within that period of time that you're teaching, you also have to think about this guy has an injury, this guy hasn't been here for a while, this girl is challenging with this, and so on and so forth. This guy has a membership expiration coming up, this guy owes me money. You need to think of these things, because if you don't, and if you're a one-man show and you don't think about these things, when are you going to think about these things? You're always on the mat. You can also take attendance or book booster or private lessons right from the mat if you have a tablet. So maybe you're a smaller school, you can't afford to put a attendance card rating system, or maybe you don't have a section to do that because you're teaching out of a rec center or something like that. At that point in time, you can use your tablet to take attendance right there, okay, with your finger, very easy. Or you can book booster or private lessons for people right on the mat as you see fit. Okay, you know what? We just worked over this. We just worked over this. Your exam is coming up on this day. I would like to do a 1-hour booster lesson, or sorry, a 1-hour private lesson, or a 20-minute booster lesson on this day. Would that work for you? Boom. Solidify it. Immediately you book it right there on the spot in the middle of your class. An email goes to them saying, you have now been booked for this. Please RSVP. So it's taken care of. You're done. Record your mat chats. When you're on the mat and you're doing these mat chats with your students, what better way than to record the mat chat right there on the spot, so that the next time you go into it, you have the data. And at the end of the class, and you only have 5 minutes to catch your breath and get a drink of water, you can invest that to talking to students, to talking to parents, maybe to have a little bit of time to actually relax before you go back in your next class and not feel stressed and rushed to record all the thoughts from your head so you don't forget them. Review past mat chats. So I bring a student to the side, I do a mat chat with them, and I go back in time to the last week or the last 2 weeks when we did a mat chat to find out what we talked about. What's the homework I gave him, so I can review it now with him and not just give homework but forget about it. Student goes and does his homework, but you don't ever ask him about it because you forgot. Use your system. Use YouTube, PowerPoint presentations, apps to make points, motivate, or inspire in class. Okay, so if you're teaching kids, at the end of class, do a little huddle group, a little huddle discussion. Get them huddled around you and show a little video that teaches them about respect or teaches them about bullying or whatever. And make sure the parents can see that. So they're saying, oh, wow. So at the end of the class, they're getting all the kids together, and they're showing a video on anti-bullying. or showing a video on, doing your part to clean up the environment. Whatever it is that you want to be that role model, figure out how you want to guide your students. Whether you like it or not, you are now a role model. You have a duty as a martial arts instructor to take the people that are under you and point them in the right directions for success. Using YouTube or PowerPoint presentations or anything like that nature in a class is very powerful. So that's the webinar that I had today on No More Revolving Doors. Hopefully you guys got a couple of different things that you can take back to your school with you, think about, implement, and really take your business to the next level. I know so many people right now are focusing on the last quarter of the year. What am I going to do to really get that extra added profit or that added student base or whatever it is into my studio to close out the year strong and start this new year? A system will help you close out the year strong and roll into the new year and have that momentum moving into that new year. Okay? If you don't have a system yet, definitely you should be looking into it. Get on it right away. Okay? Set yourself up for success. Okay? Don't allow the day to go by without knowing exactly what you need to work on to take your business to the next level. Remember, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So make the change today to get the changes you want and not keep doing the same things over and over again. I encourage every single one of you guys to connect with me. Here at Championsway, my phone number is 877-774-5425, extension 6319. My email is brooklyn@championsway.com. Feel free to connect with me anytime. My Facebook, definitely come follow me there and interact with me. I do a lot on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Sensei Brooklyn, or just search my name, Brooklyn Jongkind. And follow me on Twitter, at Sensei Brooklyn for Twitter as well. I hope you guys had a great time. I had a wonderful time. Today is beautiful. I'm looking out the window right now at the Rocky Mountains and the blue sky over top. So the Seaway in Anaheim, we have coming up on October 19th and 20th. If you don't know about it, go to seaway.championsway.com. We have a phenomenal lineup of speakers. You do not want to miss this event. It's definitely worth it. It's October 19th and 20th. Go to seaway.championsway.com, get the information, register for it today, and we will see you there. If you have any questions further than this, definitely come on to my social media channels or email me. I'm more than willing to answer any questions you have. Have yourself a wonderful day. Have a powerful end to this quarter, and, kick some ass, guys. Thanks so much.